On the next two examples, we're going to multiply. That's what product means. And we're going to divide, quotient. We're going to do the product and the quotient. First, we're going to multiply. When you are multiplying, you do not need a common denominator. You just multiply across. 3 times 7 is 21. 4 times 10 is 40. This will not reduce, so you're done. That's your answer. Let's look at part B. 5 times 3 is 15. 18 times 10 is 180. Now this particular one will reduce, okay? On this one you end up with 1 over 12. So 15 actually went in to both of those. Some of you might have learned to cross cancel when you learned fractions. I'll show you how real quickly. They don't teach it as much anymore. But you could have done this. 5 goes into 5 one time. 5 goes into 10 twice. 3 goes into 3 one time. 3 goes into 18 6 times. Then 1 times 1 is 1. 6 times 2 is 12. It doesn't matter if you cross canceled or reduced first, or if you multiplied and reduced last. If you're using a calculator, it's going to do that for you anyways. The next example is quotient. This is division. You learned in middle school to keep the first one, 3/5. Change it, change the middle to multiplication, and flip it. Flip the second one to 15 over 7. Now you're going to do 3 times 15 is 45. 5 times 7 is 35. Now you can tell that this will reduce. You end up with 9 over 7. And in this case, I believe, I'm double checking the textbook, but I believe they let you leave it as 9/7. Even though it's bigger on top, it's an improper fraction. They do. And that is the way that we typically do it in college algebra as well. Draw some lines here. So let's do some more. Keep it, change it, flip it. So on this one, I'm going to have -4/7. We're going to change that to multiplication. We're going to flip it and make it 14 over 3. Now when you have a positive times a negative, you are going to have a negative on top or on bottom. It doesn't matter. Positive times a negative is a negative. I leave mine on top so I don't lose it. 4 times 14 gives you 56. And 7 times 3 is 21. Now this particular fraction will reduce. 7 goes into both of those. You end up with a -8/3. And that would be your final answer. Let's look at the next one. On this one, 4 is written as 4 over 1, by the way. So when I keep it, I'm going to have 2/9 times, when I flip it, 1/4. 2 times 1 is 2. 4 times 9 is 36. 2 does go into both of those. You end up with equals 1 over 18. Let's do one more. -9, it's a whole number, so I'm going to put it over 1. So I'm going to have -9 over 1 times, flip it, makes that 5 over 3. That is going to give me a -45 over 3. And -45 over 3 does reduce. Whoops, let me erase that. I made a mess there. Let's fix the 3. That does end up being a -15 for your final answer.